They will discuss CUET 2023 question. 23 CUET. First question: which one of the following is not an example of recording type rain gauge? All are the option are given. All are type of rain gauge. In the Simpson rain gauge, it is not a recording type. It only collects the water. It collects the rain. Then once it is collected, then it is measured by using a graduated cylinder. So it is a non-recording type. Tipping, weighing, float, all are recording type rain gauge. In the Darcy equation, Ka hydrochloric granite is represented by. So in Darcy equation, Q for a discharge meter cube per day. K is your hydraulic conductivity meter per day. I is your hydraulic conductivity, so del H by L. Del H by L, change in height by distance between the aquifer. Then A is cross-sectional area of the aquifer. So answer will be I. The rainwater falling on the land surface that drains across the land into a stream or channel. It is simple. It is a overland flow. So that the water or runoff, the surface runoff project, that is overland flow. Then groundwater flow, it is the flow of water below the surface, or that is also similar to subsurface flow. Then base flow, it is a type of flow, you can say, where a portion of stream that comes from the underground, comes from the groundwater. So that's why it is called as a base flow. That means suppose this is a region like this, a stream is emerging from the subsurface region. So this flow is called as your base flow. You can think of a karst topography region where water flow below the surface then emerges in another area. So the base flow is also called as groundwater flow. It is also called as groundwater flow. And you can also say it is dry weather flow. So here according to answer will be base flow, but base flow is sometimes called as, it is a part of, you can say, groundwater flow. Or you can say it is also called as dry weather flow. Dry weather flow. Arrange the following geological matter in order of increasing capillary rise. So capillary rise always increases with decrease in grain pore space diameter. So more the coarser the grain, the greater will be the diameter. So fine gravel, it is the coarser one. It has porosity, has more diameter. Then will be coarse sand. Then will be silt. Then will be fine sand. Then will be silt. So in order of increasing, fine gravel will have lesser capillary rise. Then will coarse sand. Then it will fine sand. Then silt. So it will be DCAB. So the two statement given, one is specific retention of the geological metal, that the percent of volume of water which is drained by gravity. Actually specific retention, it is the volume of water retained. Volume of water retained after draining of water by the influence of gravity. So this will be incorrect because specific retention, it is the retained volume, and what is drained out by gravity, that is specific yield. When it comes to water holding capacity of soil is called as field capacity. So field capacity of the water, it is, you can say, the remaining water in the soil. After we have to saturate the soil, then allow to drain it. So when the water remain after drain, that is the field capacity. So you can say it is the water holding capacity of the soil. So it will be incorrect. So first you have to saturate the soil, then you have to allow the soil so that it will drain water by gravity. Then that what is remain within the soil, that is field capacity. So that means the water holding capacity of soil can be called as field capacity. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct. Number 4. Which one of the following is not a good practice of water management? So first step, night time irrigation. So if you do night time irrigation, then it will cost the it will lower the water cost, because during night time there is less wind. So if there is less wind, there will be less loss of water during irrigation. So actually during in cropping area, so we use jet or spray type of water management. So if we use spray jet, so there will be more loss of water during daytime because of the wind. The spray of jet use कराया ସେଥିପାଇଁ କଣ ହୁଏ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦିନରେ यूज करियो ताले wind हेले से कଣ loss of water, but night time रे less water loss हो. It is called as a night time irrigation is also water management system. Then drip irrigation, it is also called as your trickle irrigation. So in this system, water will be slowly drips into the soil at the root zone, so that will be no loss of water. So ठीक तुम्हारा गच्छ root पाखे तुम्हें water टा धीरे धीरे पकोस. You have to slowly add water at the root zone of the plant, so that there will be no loss of water. If you consider rainwater harvesting, it is also a good practice of water management where there is scarcity of water. Rainwater harvesting artificial recharge, that is also a good practice of water management. Then comes to this building online canal. Online canal means suppose ki you just put a area re तुमे खाली canal भलिया कि छोटो नाला भलिया खोली चलना, ठीक है. So tomorrow ये canal होची, they doesn't have any specific wall. They are not made up of concrete. They are made up of clay, or we can say ki just soil particle. So because of tomorrow online canal consist of dots, or it is poorly managed. It is not made in concrete, so that there is a chance of water seepage to the underground during flow within an online canal. So that's why online canal will be the it is not a good practice for water management. So which one of the following statement is not true about carbon dioxide? First, it is one of the greenhouse gases. It is correct. Then comes to loss of CO2 by photosynthesis might have produced the first known ice age glacier between 2.2 to 2.4. So this is the age what we call Archean. So during Archean, it is considered it is azoic. It is azoic. So that means there will be no photosynthesis. So there will be no loss of carbon dioxide, and it should not produce that ice age because of increase of decrease of carbon dioxide within the atmosphere. So it will be wrong. So this will be the incorrect statement. Then in glaciation of late Ordovician might not have been influenced by the reduction of atmospheric CO2, because normally the ice age that formed by changing Earth's tilting axis or other type of cycle, that is called as your Mineralogy cycle, they can produce glaciation. Then the formation of massive deposit of coal led to cooling the climate. So when there is more carbon dioxide deposit, then carbon dioxide will be removed from the atmosphere. Then as it is act as a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gases have act करे, so that heat are released. So the heat that is released by, you can say, radiated from the Earth's surface, it is captured by the carbon dioxide, so it maintains the temperature. So if that amount of carbon dioxide decreases, the temperature will decrease also. So it will be a cause of it will be a cause of coal, massive coal deposition can cool the climate. So that means this one is incorrect. Number 2. Which one of the following is the most common fuel used in fuel cell? So what is a fuel cell? It is a type of cell, or a battery code. It is a type of cell which uses the fuel and it converts to electrical energy. So a fuel cell, you can see, it is an electrochemical cell that converts the chemical energy into electricity. It is kind of like battery, so but you don't have to charge this. So mostly we use hydrogen within the fuel cell. So all other can be used, but mostly we used hydrogen. So, fuel cell generate less harmful emission because fuel cell it converts the direct chemical to electricity. So it only produce water and heat, and it is considered pollution free. Fuel cell generation. So fuel cell directly convert the chemical energy to electricity. It is also correct. So both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. So there are two statements given. Most of the damage during an earthquake is caused by body wave. So body wave are P wave and S wave. So they are not the earthquake wave, we can say, which will destruct during the earthquake. So L wave is the destructive wave and it is a surface wave. So it will be incorrect. Surface wave have higher amplitude than the body wave. Obviously, they have higher amplitude than the body wave. That's why they are destructive. So statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. So Alpine orogeny, Himalaya orogeny, it is in between Eurasian plate and Indian plate. When Eurasian plate and Indian plate collides, they produce Alpine orogeny. But when Eurasian plate and African plate collide, they produce Alpine. And there is no collision between North American and South African plains and Eurasian and Arabian plates. They also diverge from each other. The answer will be Eurasian plate and African plate. So the Mohr-Bishie discontinuity is the primary discontinuity in between crust and mantle. And the discontinuity between mantle and core is Gutenberg. The inner core and outer core, it is Angelman's discontinuity. And there is another secondary Conrad discontinuity between Sewell and Seaman. The answer will be crossed mantle boundary. So first thing, which of the following statement is not true about the Earth's mantle? So, the thickness of the mantle is around 2900 or 2865. So it can be a wrong option, but it is about rated, so it can be a right one. It surrounds the core, it is right one. It composed of silicate rock, also contain abundant iron and magnesium. It contains iron and magnesium silicate. Then mantle density decreases with increasing depth. It will be the wrong answer because in mantle velocity of P wave S wave that increases, that indicates that the density also increases in the mantle. So this one will be the incorrect thing. So answer will be 4. So the two statements here. Himalaya origin is the result of continental collision. So basically it is correct. Then the denser Indian plate subducted below the lighter Eurasian plate. It is also correct. The subduction is like this. Here is this is your Indian plate. This is Eurasian plate, and this is Himalaya. We have two basins here. This is Poland basin. This is also Poland basin. This is peripheral Poland basin. This is reservoir Poland basin. So peripheral, it is on the subducting plate. So Indian plate, it is the subducting plate, and Eurasian plate, it is the overriding plate. So during collision, no subduction ceases because of both the continental plate have same density. So that's why subduction cannot proceed. So both the statement will be correct. Both A and R correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Which are the following the best guide for taking a further mineral exploration activity? All can be the presence of host rock which can contain potential mineral deposit. It can also indication. Presence of dynamic is also indication. But presence of shear zone, it is more probability that there will be a deposition. Or the probability of shear zone as well. So that's why the presence of shear zone will be the best guide for taking up further mineral exploration activity. Which of the following geophysical method is most commonly employed for oil and gas? So oil and gas generally during exploration of oil and gas we have to evaluate the porosity. Because oil and gas they accumulated within the pore rock. So pore rock so we have to porosity calculate correct. So mostly for this purpose we use seismic method, because gravity method it is used for metallic mineral, magnetic method it is used for magnetic mineral, radioactive method is used for basically radioactive mineral. So only remaining thing which is seismic method, which is employed during oil and gas survey, reflection or refraction survey. So it can be it is also used to determine the porosity and the location of the oil deposition and gas deposition. So it will be seismic method. The horizontal tunnel through which concealed ore bodies can be accessed. So these are different terms that is used in underground mines. Shaft, it is a vertical thing, and audit, it is an horizontal thing. A decline, it is an inclined thing. So audit, shaft, audit, decline, they all are, it has access to ore body, but horizontal concealed access is your audit. You can see in this diagram. This is our ore body. So these are audit. These are horizontal opening. These are you can say audit. So this is your decline for rubber vehicle. And this is your shaft. The answer will be audit. The Deccan volcanic province in India formed as a result of movement of dash. Mostly Deccan trap is produced when Indian plate that passes over a region hotspot. In your Caroline hotspot, it is in West Pacific Ocean. It is in West Pacific Ocean. Reunion, it is in Indian Ocean. There is a Reunion Island also. In St. Helens hotspot, it is in Atlantic Ocean over the African plate. It is in Atlantic Ocean over the African plate. In Hawaiian hotspot, obviously, it is in Pacific Ocean. Also, acid mine drainage. So, acid mine drainage, it is the formation and movement of highly acidic water in heavy metals. So, during heavy metal processing, that wastage during exploration of heavy metals, the wastage are that is produce acid mine drainage. So, the acidic water that forms through the chemical reaction of surface water and those metals from the surface water and the metals from the mines. So acid water it can come from the rainwaters, the snow melt or pond water when they will in contact with the sulfur bearing minerals, basically with the sulfur bearing minerals which will result sulfuric acid. So acid mine drainage, that's why associated with sulfides. Rocks of Kalakdi group that uncoverably upon the Peninsula Lycee complex. So this is Kalakdi group. So it has a basement. Kalakdi group has a basement of Peninsula Lycee complex. So there is one unconformity. Then we will have Peninsula Lycee complex. Lycee complex. Then over Kalakdi group, then another unconformity. Then we will find Deccan trap. So both the statement will be correct. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Both the statement 1 and 2 are correct. So first come to biostratigraphy. It is fossil record. Then magnetostratigraphy, it is magnetic polarity. Then lithostratigraphy, it is relative stratigraphy position of rock. Then chemostratigraphy, it is obviously chemical, that is difference in mineralogical and chemical. So it will be 2. So this is the succession of bark bed, which is deposited during Cretaceous. Whereas Nimar sandstone, nodular limestone, then marl, then coralline limestone. Then above that, you will find lametta and decantra. That means up to this coralline limestone, your bark group. So it consists of lower sandstone and a limestone bed, where sandstone consists of sandstone is devoid of fossil and limestone contain fossil. So according to the option, they are composed of volcanic rock. It is wrong. It is true, because they are composed of volcanic rock. Example. Above that you will find decantra. So they are composed of volcanic rock. It is wrong. They overlie the archaeologies. It is true. They deposited over the archaeologies. There are Cretaceous. It is also true. They consist of unfossiliferous sandstone and fossiliferous limestone. It is also true. So this will be not true about bark bed. They are composed of volcanic rocks. So answer will be 1. So the following is an example of microfossil. Trilobite. These are invertebrates. Brachiopods, invertebrates. They are not microfossil. Echinoid also there. Only ostracod. It is an example of microfossil. Now the following statement is not true about trilobites. So their abundance peaked during Upper Cambrian. It is correct. They disappeared in Permian. Obviously they extended during Permian extinction. They are exclusively freshwater species. It is incorrect, because they are exclusively marine species. And their dorsal carapaces tripartite subdivision. You can divide them into dural lobe and axial lobe, or you can also divide into cephalon, thorax, pygidium. So the incorrect option will be 3. The answer will be 3. Chelating agent, it is mostly active in biochemical weathering, where organic chemicals that binds to metal to produce soluble metallic organic complex, and because of chelating agent, some of the immobile constituent in the soil can mobile. So the answer will be organic chemicals that bind to metal to produce soluble metallic organic complex. So the following is not correct. Laminar flow have Reynolds number less than 500. Obviously, laminar flow have less than 500 Reynolds number. Turbulent flow has Reynolds number greater than 2000. It is also correct. And 500 to 2000 is the transition between laminar and turbulent flow. Most of the natural river system have Reynolds number between 500 to 2000, because they are in a transition phase. The Reynolds number is the ratio of viscous stress to turbulent stress. It is the ratio of inertia to viscous. So it will be the incorrect option. The answer will be 4. The symmetrical wave ripples generally do not migrate, because symmetrical wave ripple is produced in ocean condition, shallow marine condition, so that's why it do not migrate. It is because of the near orbital velocity are symmetrical, because it will migrate in both directions at equal amount. So that's why, because of the near orbital velocity or transporting velocity, that symmetrical on both sides, so that's why it will not migrate from its place. So in other case, where the near orbital velocity is asymmetrical, they can transport sediments. If the orbital velocity is symmetrical, they cannot transport sediments. So both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. In general, granular disintegration and spallation of rocks are caused by. Granular disintegration माने rock गुरा कहाँ हिजो गुंडा हिजो बा grain भरा हिजो. So it will disintegrate into smaller blocks. So it's called the granular disintegration. And spallation is like a foliation type of thing. So it will look like this, where the rock will break like this. This is spallation. So तुम्हें cake काटियो layer by layer like that. It is spallation. So that you can think of a joint system, a parallel joint type of thing. So in what type of process you will find granular disintegration and spallation? Spallation normally it is also a mechanism of weathering. You'll find in the spallation process you'll find large sheet of rock because of your shear stress or release of pressure, all that process. And frost cracking, or you can say that is also because of the expansion of water, that is frost cracking. But both spallation process and disintegration process both can be occur because of change of pressure and the change of temperature, where there is a greater variation of temperature variation. So rock can produce granular disintegration and it can also produce spallation. So both the process can occur in thermal stress and strain condition. Only you can say for spallation you will take a seed joint. Seed joint it is a type of joint that produced because of release of pressure. So seed joint to तुम्हारे layer by layer rock ta break करे. So that is a spallation process. But frost cracking, it is a process of granular disintegration. It can also widens the cracks. So more appropriate will be thermal stress and strain. In Newtonian fluids, there exists dash relation between the shear stress acting upon the parcel of fluid and the shear strain of the fluid. So relation between shear stress and shear strain in case of Newtonian fluid it is linear. So this is your Newtonian fluid. You will find a perfectly linear relationship between shear stress and shear strain. And in other case, you will find non-linear relationship. So the answer will be linear. While climbing up valleys occupied by glacier, one has to climb up against the wind. What these winds are called? Obviously, it is katabatic wind. So there are two types of wind. One is katabatic wind. One is katabatic wind. Another is anabatic wind. So katabatic winds, these are you can say upslope. The winds are upslope winds, and katabatic winds are downslope wind. So katabatic are you can say downslope wind, and anabatic wind are upslope wind. Katabatic it is flow from higher elevation to lower elevation, and anabatic it is from lower elevation to higher elevation. And this will not correct with the trade wind, it is not correct, westerly wind, it is not, monsoonal wind, it is not. The answer will be katabatic winds. According to Big Bang theory, the universe formed at dash billion years ago. It is 13.7 billion years ago universe formed, 11.7 approximately your Milky Way galaxy. So the age of universe you can say 13.7, age of Milky Way galaxy it is 11.7. The average density of a planet is nearly similar to the density of the common rock found in the surface. It is not correct. The average density is 5.5 gram per cc, and the surface you will find up to 2.7 to 3.3 gram per cc density. The average density of the surface is this much. The average density of Earth is this much. So it will be not correct. The mass of the overall Earth is so great that the planet must contain metal. So it can be correct option. Metal in the earth is concentrated towards its exterior. Not all the metals are concentrated towards the exterior of the earth. So you will find the metal in the core also. If the metal in the earth would have concentrated at this center, then centrifugal force due to the spin of the earth on its axis would have pulled the equator out and the planet would have become a disk. So this option, it is incorrect because if the central part will be more, then there will be more gravity. So it can collect the material. So to the surface of material is equatorial part to connect the so it can hold the material in the equatorial part on the outside of the earth, because if all are concentrated to the center. So the option will be B. So mass of the overall earth is so great that the planet must contain metal. So the outer core consists of liquid iron alloy. So actually the outer core consists of platinum sulfides, like that thing. It is not liquid iron alloy. It is incorrect. It can exist as liquid because the pressure of the outer core is very high. It is also incorrect. If the pressure is very high, they should exist in solid condition. So in core region, the core is solid. Core is solid component because it has greater pressure. So because of high pressure, the core is in solid form. So the high pressure condition will indicate a solid condition. So both the options will be incorrect. But there is no correct options given here. Okay. So you remember both the options are incorrect. No proper option is given here. So formation of moon occurred between the age of the moon is 4.5 billion year. So that means it is in between 4.6 to 4.3 billion year. The same as Earth is. So if P wave and H waves are body wave, it is correct. Law wave and Rayleigh wave are body wave, it is incorrect. The displacement of P wave are in the direction of propagation. So P wave, it vibrates like this and propagates in that direction. So the displacement, meaning it is a vibrating thing, it is vibrating in the direction of propagation. It is a characteristic of P wave. The displacement of shear wave are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Displacement of shear wave is like this, and the propagation is like this. So here the displacement of shear wave is perpendicular to the propagation. It is correct. It is also correct. Then P and H waves are surface wave. It is incorrect. The answer will be A, C, D. So it will be 3. Which one of the following is not a volcanic product? The sinter, it is siliceous sinter that occurs during in a hot spring region. When hot spring emerges to the surface, in that region you will find siliceous deposition, what we call sinter. Then doline, it is a erosional feature of underground water, so it is not a volcanic product. Then lapilli is a volcanic product. A or blocky lava, it is also a volcanic product. The answer will be 2. I think dynamic equilibrium, geomorphology देखिए, dynamic equilibrium is the state where the erosion of landform and rock is balanced by equal deposition of rock. यदि तुम्हारा erosion होतो, सेटिंग deposit होतो, the result is no change in geomorphology. That is the dynamic equilibrium. And it is controversy with the static equilibrium. It is also the same thing. So in case of static equilibrium, it is the condition where object are forces acting upon it, but it doesn't move because the forces are balanced. So it is in a stationary condition. It is in a stationary condition. Suppose you could think of a boulder is on a slope and a stream that has got down to its base level, so preventing further enrichment. The boulder अच्छी से slope erode ହେଇକି से slope टाइम पर गया plane length पर गया base level पर आया. So the boulder is in static condition. It is not moved by the you can say by the stream. Then steady state it is steady state it is actually similar to, you can say, dynamic. In decay equilibrium it is you can say equal to the erosional cycle, where a condition where rate of changes up or a landform, it will erode and it will decay to peniplanation stage, the erosional cycle. That is a decay equilibrium. So the answer will be here. First thing, dynamic equilibrium, it will be for greater period. So it will consider as 10 to the power 3 years. Then steady state, it is for very short time period. So it is up to 10 years. So dynamic, what is the difference between dynamic and steady? So dynamic, the amount of erosion is equal to the amount of deposition. So there will be no change in geomorphology, no change in landforms. Then steady state equilibrium, it will be in equilibrium for a moment, then erosion happens, then for some time the landform will change, then again it will become to the original position. It will return to the original position. So there is, you can say, like the equilibrium within the dynamic equilibrium. So dynamic equilibrium consider for longer period of time. There is no change in geomorphology, but there is smaller changes in between dynamic equilibrium, that is using steady state equilibrium. So that's why this is for lesser time period, it is 10 years. Then a static equilibrium, so it will be static equilibrium, it will be 10 to the power 3 years minus 3 years, because it is in a less condition, always in a stable condition. Then decay equilibrium, it will be the largest one, 10 to the power 7 years. So dynamic equilibrium, it is 10 years, steady state 10 years, dynamic 10 to the power 3 years, static 10 to the power minus 3, decay equilibrium, it is the 10 to the power 7. The answer will be A3, B4, C2, D1 is 4. In a general magnitude frequency curve, so what magnitude frequency means kahar magnitude frequency का curve, whether it is grain size magnitude frequency scale or other thing. So if it is a grain size magnitude magnitude frequency scale, that it can be right skewed, can be left skewed, can be asymmetrical. So that's why it is not conclusively put answer haba, है ना? इसकी proper question नहीं भी clear नहीं question. The storm surges are generated by combined effects of low atmospheric pressure and very high wind speed. Obviously, storm surges, it is related to wind speed. The largest storm surges are produced when the winds are blowing towards the coastal embankment, and they are accentuated if they are coincided with high tides. So first, what is storm surges? It is the rise of sea level because of friction of wind. So that's happened during your cyclone. During cyclone or during tropical cyclone, you can say. So during the storm, the wind speed is high, so it pushes the water, or it raises the water level. So water level ta rise कर जाए during for a tropical cyclone. The wind speed अधिक होता है. So the storm surges is primarily caused by the friction of wind and ocean during tropical cyclone. So cyclone time, if there is high tide, then the storm surges will be highest. So time highest. And remember, the cyclone will develop in the northern hemisphere. The surges will be the right forward path. The tropical cyclone, जो direction में move करता है, right side है, तुम्हें अधिक surge पाए. So if in the northern hemisphere, so in the direction of movement of the tropical cyclone towards the right side, the storm surges will be highest, and southern hemisphere it will towards the left side. It is because of Coriolis effect. So here both the statement will be correct. So first, disconformity, it is used for unconformities at which strata were deposited on a basinate of older crystalline rock. So crystalline rock means it is indicating igneous rock. So if strata were deposited over an igneous rock, so it will be a non-conformity. It will be a non-conformity. So disconformity, it is for parallel relationship between sedimentary rock. At non-conformity beds of the rock sequence above and below the unconformity are parallel to one another, but there is a measurable age difference between the two sequences. It is for disconformities. So the two statements are altered, you can say. So non-conformity, it is when sedimentary strata deposited over igneous or metamorphic rock. So crystalline rock means that igneous rock. Then in disconformity, you will find parallel bed sequence and there will be age gap between the sequence. So both the statements are incorrect. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. First we will see recombinant fold. So this is a recombinant fold where essentially axial plane is horizontal. Then chevron fold is like this. It has sharp hinges and straight lead. The hinges are sharp and angular like this. Then overturned fold. So overturned fold are like this, where both the limbs will be in the same direction. Axial planes are inclined like this. This is axial plane, it is inclined. Both the limbs are same direction but at different angles. Then box fold. This is a box fold where we have two hinges, two rounded hinges. So crest is broad and flat, so it is flat. Two hinges are present on either side of the flat crest. So answer will be recombinant will be axial plane horizontal third, chevron will be hinge sharp and angular, overturned fold, inclined box fold. Answer will be 3. So clippe window, these are produced during thrusting or you can say a nappe structure. So this grey color, it is the lower unit. It is moving over this, you can say upper unit. So that means the grey part is older and the whiter part is younger. So it is like this, you can see. This is thrusting, where this block of rock is now moving over this one. So this diagram also represents that thing, where the upper unit it is moving over the lower unit moving over the upper unit. So this is called a thrust sheet. The upper unit is called as thrust sheet. So if the thrust sheet will erode, it will expose the lower part. So that is called as your window. When the thrust sheet or it is called as a erosional hold above the thrust sheet, it will expose the lower part of the material. If isolated remnant of the thrust sheet will remain, it is called as your clipping. जो जगह thrust sheet सब जगह erode ହେଇଥିବ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଖାଲି thrust sheet part କିଛି ଥିବ ତାକୁ clippe କହନ୍ତି. If there is a hole within the thrust sheet which exposes the lower part of the rock, it is called as your window. The answer will be erosional cuts a hole through thrust sheet exposing the footwall. Isolated remnant of the thrust sheet surrounded by exposed the footwall, it is clipping. Answer will be this one. This is which is window. The answer will be 2. First, the listric fault have decreasing deep with depth. It is correct because this is a listric fault. And we have a fault. We have a curve fault plane. The upper part is higher deep, angle deep. Then lower part it is decreases. So deep will decreases in the listric fault. Then the fracturing that accompany the fault displacement creates an open space. Obviously, it will create an open space within the fault zone, and that is act as a accumulation of fluid because fault zone or fracture zone which is accumulate which is act as a fluid, and there is increase in open space. So this will be the correct option also. So listric fault both A and R true. R is the correct explanation of A. Very good question. Listric fault have decreasing deep with depth and the fault plane to accumulation of water. Actually, the decreasing deep thing, actually it is not the explanation of the fracturing that accompany fault displacement. So that's why the answer will be B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So decreasing deep, it is not justified by this thing. So the answer will be 2. So those are the electromagnetic spectrum which are not severely influenced by atmospheric absorption and are useful for remote sensing called. They are called atmospheric windows. Atmospheric windows are those things they doesn't absorb a ray. They just are transparent to the ray. So there are major atmospheric window. Invisible ray you will find, infrared you will find, microwave you will find. So those are the region of the electromagnetic spectrum where the atmosphere is relatively transparent. It cannot absorb those rays. So they can easily used for remote sensing purpose. And if the ray absorb atmosphere, they cannot reach to the target. So you have to use those rays. Those are transparent in the atmosphere. They are not absorbed by the particle within the atmosphere, so that they can reach to the target. So the answer will be atmospheric window. So when Chandrayaan 1 has launched, it is 22 October 2008. So these are the part you will find in the image processing system, by image rectification system, remote sensing. The bilinear interpolation helps to reducing stair-step effect caused by the nearest neighbor. Then cubic convolution helps to reducing stair-step effect caused by the nearest neighbor, and resampling and image looks smoother than the bilinear interpolation. These are all related to image rectification process or image processing condition, digital image processing. The remote sensing पढ़िबो but ये thing टाको बुझे हबन केना को पूर्व thing सब बुझे पड़ remote sensing. So it both the statements are correct. In मन रखा both the statements are correct. So हमें पढ़िबा remote sensing से time रे जानि परियो what are the things happen in the digital image processing. So the amount of matrix in a sedimentary rock in between 15 to 75, it will be weights. So less than 15 it is arenite, 15 to 75 it is weight, greater than 75 it is mudstone. The Proterozoic, so Delhi supergroup it is equal to during Proterozoic time. Then Carboniferous, it is Fenestella shale. Syringotherapy limestone, Fenestella shale, those are called Carboniferous. Then Jurassic, it is Catrol, Jurassic of Koch. Then Tertiary, it is Shivalik, it is in Neogene. So answer will be 2. Sorting and grain orientation with the sediment deposit, stronger influence on it is porosity and permeability, because ill sorted rock are less porous, well sorted rock are more porous. Then if you have coarser grain, you will have more porosity and permeability. If you have finer grain, you have more porous, maybe there is no permeability. So the sorting and grain orientation always helps the porosity and permeability condition. Also the type of arrangement, grain arrangement, cubic packing, rhomboidal packing, they all affect the porosity. So the answer will be 4. So the following class is both hemimorphic and enantiomorphic. Hemimorphic means it required half the number of phases to produce the holoidal symmetry. Hemimorphic. Enantiomorphic doesn't have any plane of symmetry or center symmetry. and also doesn't have any improper axis. So enantiomorphic form has no plane of symmetry, no plane of symmetry, no center of symmetry, and no improper axis. And hemimorphic form is, it is half the number of faces required to show the complete symmetry. If you consider diradal, it has 24 number of faces, which is half the number of faces of hexaoctahedral, so it will be hemimorphic. Then whether it is enantiomorphic or not, so it is has symbol 432. So 432 means it has no plane of symmetry, no center of symmetry, and also no improper axis. So it will also the enantiomorphic form. Similarly, radial it is also an enantiomorphic form, but it is not a hemimorphic form. Pinacoidal it is not a hemimorphic, it is not an enantiomorphic form. It is one bar. So you remember any HM symbol, any HM symbol, there is no mirror plane, there is no bar, there is no center of symmetry. Then it is a enantiomorphic form. So there are 11 enantiomorphic forms. Triclinic Utrella 1, monoclinic 2, chromic 2, 2, 2, then tetragonal 4, 4, 2, 2, trigonal 3, 3, 2, hexagonal 6, 6, 2, 2, cubic 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. All are enantiomorphic form. The answer will be gyroidal form. The triclinic system has both center of symmetry, plane of symmetry, and axis of symmetry. So triclinic system has two classes. One is pinacoidal class 1 bar, another radial class 1. So this doesn't have any plane of symmetry or axis of symmetry. Then triclinic system can display center of symmetry. Yes, it has a center of symmetry with 1 bar. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct. Number 4 answer. Which of the following crystal system has 3 unequal axes intersecting an oblique angle? So obviously it is triclinic, all the axes are unequal and all axes are have unequal angle. So it is an easy question. So orthorhombic, all perpendicular axes, unequal axes. Monoclinic, all unequal axes, but the beta angle should not be equal to 90 degrees. Tetragonal, all perpendicular axes, only horizontal axes are of equal length. Answer will be triclinic. So the cleavage angle of 100. So 100 so two sets of cleavage. So the angle between which is 56, 124. So the length of C-axis in parallelism group of mineral. For repetition, we can say along the C-axis it is at a 5.3 angstrom distance. The repetition or length of the axis is 5.3 angstrom. So quartz, it is SiO2, calcite, CCO3, corundum, Al2O3, diamond, C. It will be number 3 answer. Quartz belongs to group that is tectosilicate, which is silicon oxygen ratio 1:2. Feldspar, quartz, they all belong to tectosilicate. Phyllosilicate, it has a silicon oxygen ratio of 2:5. Then nesosilicate 1:4. Ironosilicate, we have two types, single chain and double chain. Single chain is 1:3, double chain is 4:11. Sunlight, it consists of calcium CaSO4. It is calcium. Which of the following mineral is common constituent in intermediate pressure series of metamorphic rock? It may will find hornblende. It is a constituent of amphibole phases. Then andalusite, it is low pressure variant, so it will not be constituent of for a medium pressure series, that is amphibolite. The staurolite is found, can it is also within for amphibolite phases. Answer will be andalusite. In thermodynamics, for extensive or intensive variable are considered by the intensive property or extensive property. So intensive property, that properties of matter that only depend upon the type of matter in a sample, not the amount. So intensity the amount of it it depends upon the type of substance. But again, intensive property example, you can take temperature, density, then refractive index. Those are intensive property. Then extensive property are the property that depend upon the amount of matter, like volume, entropy, mass, extensive property. So here it is given extensive variable depend on the quantity of the materials. Then intensive variable do not depend upon the quantity of the materials. The extensive it is depend upon the quantities of the material. I am calling the extensive properties are properties that depend upon the amount of matter, the volume mass. So this will be correct. Intensive variable do not depend upon the quantities of material. It is also correct. So both are correct. Both the statement are. So elements have strong affinity towards silicate is known as lithophile. Geochemical classification element, it is hydrophile, it is iron loving. Chalcophile it is copper loving or ore loving. Atmophile it is gas loving. Lithophile it is rock loving or silicate loving. The answer will be lithophile. Which are the following the weakest chemical bond? Easier question or no? Van der Waals bonds is the weakest one. The average thickness of lithosphere under ocean basin ranges between 70 to 80 kilometers. So it will be correct option because the lithosphere, the crustal part in the ocean is thinner than the other part. So average thickness of the lithosphere is 100, but in ocean part it will be lesser, 70 to 80 kilometers. So the answer will be appropriate here, 70 to 80 kilometers. So the following is the diagnostic mineral of granulate facies. So granulate facies contain OPX, CPX. These are the characteristic mineral assemblies. So inserted is a orthopyroxene. So it will be the diagnostic mineral. In chloride it is found in active green sea species. Fluoride also in green sea species. These are characteristic minerals. Tauronite is not an index mineral. The answer will be so a metamorphic rock comprises of grains crystal with well-developed faces says to exhibit idioblastic texture. It is called as idioblastic texture where all the faces are well-developed. If it is not developed, it is called as genoblastic texture. So metamorphic rock comprises of grain crystal without any definite shape is to exhibit, that is genoblastic. So both the statements are correct. Volcanic equivalent of granite is rhyolite. The dacite is the volcanic equivalent of granodiorite. Trachyte is the volcanic equivalent of cyanite. Basalt is the volcanic equivalent of gabbro. So the average density of lithosphere, so it will be approximately 2.7. The thickness, the average density that ranges between 3.1 to 2.8 in lithosphere. So the average density will be 2.7 gram per centimeter cube or 2750 kg per meter cube. Entire zone and area of decrystallized container around igneous intrusive body is termed as contact hotels. It is correct. Then these spotted fine-grained recrystallized rocks are called myelonite. It is incorrect. It can be called spotted hornfels. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. So pyrite is FeS2. Galena, UPS, sphalerite, ZNH, chalcopyrite, CuFeS2. The answer will be 2. Syngenetic deposits are formed as syngenetic deposition which produce at the time of rock formation, so simultaneously with the host rock. Then epigenetic, it is produced after the crystallization of the host rock. The answer will be 3. So great boundary fault was GBT to great boundary thrust for GBF great boundary fault. It is in between Vindhyan and Aravalli. Vindhyan and Aravalli. Or you can say it is in between Bundelkhand and Aravalli. Trilobites are index fossil of trilobites basically found in Cambrian period. So it is the index fossil of Cambrian period. It is also peaked during the Cambrian period. So the index fossil trilobite are the index fossil of Cambrian period. The fauna which have free swimming lifestyle of called. So nectonic it is free swimming lifestyle. Planktonic it is floating or weakly swimming. Benthic it is bottom dweller. Pelagic it is deep sea clay deposition. So that was pelagic. The answer will be nectonic. So this is the end of question of 2023 CB.